Alright guys, so today we're going to do an R32 GTR. We're going to remove the back seat, we're going to remove the rear deck, and we're going to actually take out the rear speakers and put some new speakers in there. Follow me for more. Alright guys, so now that we're in the car, I actually removed all this already, so just kind of follow my steps and I'll help you along here. So for the back seat, first off, you're going to lift up on the seat, stick a flathead screwdriver in this little spot right here, and then you'll take a 22mm wrench, stick it on the other side, and you'll pry up at the same time. You'll hear a click, and that'll be the releasing of the first side of the back seat. Next, you'll go to the other side and do the same exact thing. Just after that's done, go ahead and pull up on the front of the seat and pull out. You'll have to do probably one side at a time just because it's so cramped in here. After the bottom of the seat's removed, you'll have to go in with a 10mm. There will be one right here that you remove, and then one more on the other side that you'll remove. After that, you're going to want to move your seat belts out of the way, like so, both sides, and then you will push up on the back of the seat. This will release the seat from all three of these hooks that you have, and then you can pull the seat out. Once again, probably have to do one side at a time when you go to pull it out, just because it's tight in here. Alright guys, so next we reach the rear deck. First off, what we're going to do is we're going to use our pry tool. You're going to lift up the little flap that's here. Mine's not here because I already removed it. You're going to stick it under the flap, and you're going to pry on the plastic pieces underneath. There will be one in the middle here, one on each side right here, and right here. Once you slowly remove those, because they're brittle and they do break, you just want to pull up and remove one side at a time. It's not going to come out all at once because, once again, it is cramped in here. After you do that, you're going to need an 8mm, and there's going to be 4 screws holding in your speakers. I already removed those. Once you remove those, you have to go in the trunk and pull up on the speaker. Unless you have a pry tool, you could probably use a pry tool. After that, you pull out, and you'll have these wires. Just unconnect them, and you're done pulling the speaker out. You can go ahead and put your new speaker in. Alright guys, so we're back. We actually installed the new rear speakers already. They're looking pretty good. I'd actually get some longer screws to put in there because the old screws were for the old stock small speakers. So when you put this rear deck back on, first you're going to want to make sure that all these are straight on the very end here, because that actually goes into the back part of the clip and it'll clip down in. So after all those are straight, also make sure that all your plastic clips aren't broken and are on there. I'm actually missing one on that side, and that one's broken. Not really quite sure where that one went, but we're gonna proceed anyway. So first, what you'll want to do is kind of stick one end in at a time. Once you get it in like this, you can push it back up in there. Hear it click. This side's not gonna go in for me, of course. There we go. All right. Pull this piece out. Make sure our clips are lined up and clip it in. And that's how you reinstall the rear panel on the back of the car. Next, we'll go for the rear seat. Alright guys, so now we're going to put the rear seat back in. We got the back half first. We'll put it right on top of these clips here. And the clips actually go in these little grooves right here. There's 3 of them. Before we started this video, I actually had to straighten out my clips. They were all bent. So let's see how well this works now. It was a pain in the ass to get it out. So first what you're going to want to do, move your seat belts. Make sure you move it around these little hooks on the bottom, because you don't want to do it twice. Ask me how I know. Alright, you're going to want to lift up on it, push back, and then drop it in. Sounds like that side went in really easy. And that looks like it's lined up. Perfect. That took a minute, but we definitely got the back part of the rear seat in. We'll go ahead and put the screws in now. The bolts. Go one on each side. They like to be old and stubborn. And I'll go ahead and tighten those down off camera. Alright guys, so I got the bottom of the rear seat going in now. You see these hooks on the back of it. I'm going to try and fit in here. It's kind of tight. But you're going to want to tip it backwards. Kind of force it in there a little bit. And now before you actually push it down, you're going to have to reach in here. Find your seat belts and push them through the holes. This might be the toughest part of the whole thing. Alright, once you got those in, shove it all the way back as far as you can. Look for the clips. You'll hear a snap. And now, you guys have a rear seat in your R32 GTR.